scale from 1 to 5, 6.
What's up, y'all? What it is, what it do, man? Welcome back into another episode of Al You Bugging. I am your host this evening, Alan C. And the place to be, every Friday night is rocking with us on Al You Bugging. Follow Al You Bugging on Instagram and YouTube at Al_you_bugging. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Let's keep this interactive, though. Let's get with the interactives. We got an action-packed show tonight. In case you were under a rock, there was a big trade that happened. Let's go ahead and get right into it, man. We're going to break down the NFC North and talking about the NFC North right now. The Packers picked up Micah Parsons, traded Frank Clark to the Cowboys and 2 first-round picks. And in return, they got Micah Parsons and signed him to a 4-year contract, making $47 a year, the highest contract. That's for a non-quarterback. I thought I could come in here and talk about my boy Kyle Hamilton getting his deal, but Micah Parsons got a bag, man, and I kind of shake some things up in the NFC North. So let me go ahead and start there with the NFC North, man. So in the North, you got the Lions, you got the Packers, you got the Vikings, you got the Bears. All of these over-unders are coming to you from MGM Sportsbook. Gamble responsibly. So 4th place in this division, I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings will finish 4th in this division. Jordan Addison is going to be suspended for 4 games, and this division is too tight to be missing one of your top weapons for that long. So Jordan Addison, they got the Vikings at 8.5. I'm going to go ahead and give them that 8.5 because I do believe they can be 9-7. With Jordan Addison down for 4 weeks. I don't think they're going to lose all 4, but you got Jordan Addison, you got the second-year quarterback, but first-year playing J.J. McCarthy playing. Vikings going to be 4th in that division. Coming in 3rd in that division, again with the same over-under 8.5, is the Chicago Bears. I believe the Chicago Bears will be threatening to make a playoff spot, but fall just short. I think I can give them 10 in this division, 10-7. But they just missed the playoffs. The Green Bay Packers picked up Micah Parsons, but they do not pick up the win in this division. Green Bay Packers over under set 9.5. Of course, you go over with that, especially getting Micah Parsons. If you could bet that over right now, you go ahead and bet that over. It's quick money. I'm gonna give them 11 wins, but I'm gonna give the Detroit Lions. I'm gonna give them that 12-4, 12-5 record. They're over under set at 10.5. I still believe they got the best coach and best quarterback in the division. Therefore, you got both of those things. You should be able to win your division pretty handily, pretty easily. I'm gonna go with Detroit winning that division. But Packers by far got the best defense, and this was before at the addition to Micah. But what the Lions want to do, and the reason why the Packers are going to be second, the Lions want to run the ball. And adding Micah Parsons helps you rush the passer. But Micah Parsons' only Achilles heel is him stopping the run. And the Lions want to tee off and run the ball anyway. And you don't have Kenny Clark there to help stop the run. You gave him away to the Cowboys. So I still think the Lions are going to be able to do whatever they want to do in that run game when they go at Micah. So I'm going to give the Detroit Lions 12 wins on the season. But the Detroit Lions and Green Bay Packers, both of them will win the division. I'm sorry. Detroit Lions will win the division. Green Bay Packers will be a wild card. Both of them making the playoffs. All right, and then we go into the dirty, dirty South, the NFC South. It's going to be a tight race. It's going to be a heated race, in my humble opinion. So let's start with the bottom of the division and potential number one pick. No disrespect to Spencer Rattler. No disrespect to Tyler Show. But I just don't believe this team is quarterback well enough to make any type of noise. They're over under at 6.5. I don't see them getting 7 wins. I see them getting no more than 5. So I'm definitely betting under with that. So New Orleans Saints is going to come in 4th. Carolina Panthers are going to come in 3rd. They're over under set at 6.5. I'm going to give them the over. I'm going to put them right at 8 wins. I believe they can get 8 and 9. And keep building, because that's more wins than they've had over the last few years anyway. Keep building. Carolina Panthers, 8 wins. And then Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been winning this division quite handily since the addition of Tom Brady during the COVID years. And they've won the division 5 years in a row. It's going to stop at 5. I think Tampa Bay Buccaneers is going to be the second team. They're over under set at 9.5. I'm going to bet the over. I'm going to give them 10. I'll give them 10 wins. But I'm giving the Atlanta Falcons and their young offense 11 wins, including the head-to-head week 1 against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay does have the best defense, hands down, and the best quarterback in the division, Baker Mayfield. Just because Michael Penix hasn't played yet, but I think might have the upper hand against Baker. I believe he will. Best coach in the division, clearly Raheem Morris. So I believe he's going to get those boys ready to play, and they're going to show out. And I got Atlanta winning this division with 11 wins. All right, let's take a pause real quick in a prediction, and let's flip it over to the NFL awards, the YGs in the game. At Defensive Rookie of the Year, coming in 3rd, Travis Hunter, Jacksonville Jaguars. He's going to play both ways, at least starting the season out both ways. But it's going to be pretty hard for a corner to get. The last corner I can remember winning Defensive Rookie of the Year was Marshawn Lattimore back in 2018, 2018, I believe it was. Maybe Sauce won it at one point. I believe it was Sauce that won the Defensive Rookie of the Year from a corner spot. But it's tough. It's normally a pass rusher. But I'm going to give Travis Hunter a shot. Again, I'm putting him at 3rd. Second place chance to win Defensive Rookie of the Year is Abdul Carter out of the Giants. Amazing pass rusher, and I believe he can get up there with sacks. Playing off of Dexter Lawrence. He's just skillful as a pass rusher. I believe Abdul Carter got a good shot at winning the Defensive Rookie of the Year. But number 1 Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to give it to James Pierce out of Atlanta. One of the reasons why I said Atlanta's going to win that division. That's why I kind of wanted to talk about the offensive and defensive Rookie of the Years. James Pierce is an amazing pass rusher. He's going to help shore up that Atlanta defense. Atlanta has a lot of young talent. The issue with Atlanta right now is offensive line health. But Atlanta has a lot of young talent. And I don't think people know how much young talent Atlanta really got right now. All right. And then on the offensive side of the ball, my offensive Rookie of the Year is coming in 3rd, Amarian Hampton. Being a running back in that Greg Roman, Jim Harbaugh system, He's going to get a lot of opportunities. He can catch out the backfield to help out Justin Herbert. Omarion Hampton, I'm giving him a good shot to win Rookie of the Year. Actually, I did this backwards. Ashton Genty is going to be my third chance. Ashton Genty, playing behind that Raiders offensive line, they're not going to be trailing a lot. I mean, they're going to be trailing a lot of games. So I think Genty is nice, but I don't think he's going to get the opportunities to run the ball as much as the number 2 guy, which is Omarion Hampton. But the Rookie of the Year, for another quarterback, back-to-back quarterback winning Rookie of the Year, is going to be Cam Ward. Tennessee, they're going to struggle, but I don't see Cam being the reason that they struggle. And I believe he's going to be talked about for all of the rookie awards that he can win on the offensive side of the ball. All right, let's get back to predicting NFC winners. All right, so NFC West, very tough terrain. I'm putting Arizona Cardinals at the bottom of this division. They're over under set at 8.5. I'm giving them the under. I just see 3 teams in the division that's better. That's the only reason I'm putting them there. They have no real reason to be bad at all. I don't think they're going to be a bad team. I just think this is one of those divisions that's going to be tough. San Francisco 49ers, shocker. I'm putting them in the 3rd spot. Their over-unders at 10.5. I'm not a betting man, so I'm not telling you to do this, but I'm going with the under. They don't have any healthy wide receivers to start off the year. The defense has lost huge pieces in Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw. I'm just putting them at 3rd. I don't think there's too much for them to overcome at the very beginning of the year. And like I said, this division is going to be tough and competitive. So I'm putting them at 3. I'm going to give the Seattle Seahawks the over of 7.5. I'm giving them the over, and they're going to actually be the 2nd place team. None of these teams that I've mentioned so far is going to make the playoffs. However, only playoff spot in this division is going to go to LA Rams. 9.5, give them the over if Matthew Stafford is healthy. Again, best coach and quarterback in the division. But I'll give them the only playoff team from this division in a very tough, hard-fought NFC West. I don't think Mike Mack is ready to take over this division just yet. I don't think he got the pieces that he wants just yet, but he's going to be pushing towards, with that defense, he's going to be pushing towards winning the division. He just don't actually capture it. The Rams do. All right. And then to go to the NFC East, where Thursday night's football, Cowboys are going to take on the Eagles. How do I expect that game to go? Now, I was expecting Michael Parsons to sign with the Cowboys. I really was. That trade came out of the left field. It shocked me. I expected the Cowboys to have Micah this weekend. They were going to sign him, and he was going to, practice with the team all week and be on the pitch count. That ain't happening. Trevon Diggs probably going to be on a pitch count. He hasn't practiced or went to training camp or anything. He's been hurt. He's coming back from an injury, so he's probably going to be on the pitch count. So if your 2 best defenders are on the pitch count, your quarterback is coming back from an injury. He was wearing a boot this summer. I still don't believe in your backfield. And you're going against the division, the defending champs in their building. Don't know what the spread is for this guy, but for this game, but give me the Eagles and the points. because I just do not see how this game could be close. Cowboys can shock me. You got Brian Schottenheimer, first time head coach, going against Nick Sirianni, been to 2 Super Bowls. Jalen Hurts is an underrated leader of the team. Don't have to throw for 5,000 yards. Don't have to. He just has to not turn the ball over, which he can easily do if he ain't got to worry about throwing it towards Trayvon Diggs. The defense wasn't that great as far as defending against points last year. Not going to be in a position to defend against points in this opening game down Micah Parsons forever and with a limited Trayvon Diggs. It's just not going to look too good for them. If we look at the depth chart behind Micah Parsons, yeah, and you lost D-Law as well. So you got Marshawn Nealon, who I do like, Kenny Clark, who I mentioned in the trade, Mozzie Smith, Osa Odighizuwa, and Dante Fowler, rushing passer. You also did draft Donovan Eziraku, who I thought was the best pass rusher in the division. But since you got him on the bench, well, I didn't mention him for Defensive Rookie of the Year. But Dallas Cowboys is pretty much going to be in for a rough season this year. But they won't be in the worst shape. The bottom of the division still belongs to the Giants. They got 5.5 over under. Honestly, I'm gonna give them the over. I think they can get the 6. I think they can get the 6. But Cowboys 7.5. I'm betting the under on that. Hell, they both might be fighting for the bottom of the division, the 6 wins. Washington Commanders is finishing second in its division. Don't think they're ready to step up or take over from the Eagles, barring injuries, setbacks, missteps, Super Bowl hangovers. Don't think Washington Commanders is ready to take over the division just yet. But, they did get the deal signed with Terry McLaurin, which I thought would get done, which most people thought would get done. They did get that done. And you got a trade for Deebo Samuel. Both of them is going to help your second-year quarterback avoid that sophomore slump. Again, you got a quarterback that's in there avoiding a sophomore slump that can run and can move and be very agile. And Jaden Daniels, who's a year older, a year wiser in this game. They're going to be pushing towards that championship. I'm sorry, the NFC East crown. No one has won the NFC East in back-to-back years. So I was tempted to put them at the number 1 spot. But I'm going to go ahead and go with the Philadelphia Eagles and be safe with it. Don't be bugging too much on this one. Eagles are just one of the best rosters in football. And I expect to see them in the Final Four weekend of the playoffs. It should be one of the Final Four teams. Like I said, I like Jalen. Love that defense. But the Eagles and the Commanders both will be playoff teams. It's just I'm not going against the Eagles for winning this division. It's just not happening. All right. So for Offensive Player of the Year, let's go 3, 2, 1 again. Offensive Player of the Year, coming in third, Justin Jefferson, just because, like I said, Addison is out for 4 games. So he's going to get a lot of targets. And that workload is not going to be too much for Justin Jefferson. And he has a good shot of being up there, leading the league in catches, leading the league in yards, maybe even touchdowns. Don't think he'll get a triple crown. I don't think he can get 2 or 3 though. So I put Justin Jefferson in the third shot. The second shot is going to be Bijan Robinson. Like I said, I love the young pieces in Atlanta. He can catch out the backfield. I think he's the third best running back in the league. If I had my pick, I would say he's the third best running back in the league, right behind Derek and Saquon. But offensive player of the year is going to go to Jahmyr Gibbs. If he gets the bulk of the carries in Detroit, yeah, I know the Packers just picked up Micah. I already mentioned it about 50 times already. Yes, the Packers got Micah. But Micah is not there to stop the run. Micah's there to make sure that Jared Goff doesn't win offensive player of the year. But Jahmyr Gibbs, with the bulk of the carries, being the lead back, it's going to be offensive player of the year this year. On the defensive side, Michael Parsons playing off against Gray. Both of them going to be out there rushing the passer, but Micah got something to prove. He's got a team just told him they don't want him. The words were play on that 5th year or leave. So he left, went to Green Bay, about to show out. Put him at the third place. Depoy, second place. Myles Garrett. You can't rule out Myles Garrett at any defensive player of the year at any year. Myles Garrett is going to be up there towards the top of the league with sacks. He's that talented. They haven't built the man that can block Myles yet. They haven't really built the offensive line that can block Myles yet, to be honest with you. You can move him anywhere. So I got Myles. But Brian Barnes over there in LA. Last year's rookie of the year. And I feel like I'm calling that man the wrong name. Let me double check this again. Jared Verse. I knew I was saying the wrong name. Jared Verse. Rookie of the year last year. Jared Verse over there will be defensive player of the year this year. It's not even close. I think Jared Verse is the best young pass rusher in the league by a wide margin. Yeah, Jared Verse is going to win defensive player of the year and lead the league in sacks with that defense and their offense getting the lead. All right, so college football kicks off tomorrow. I told y'all we were jam-packed. We're going to be jumping everywhere. College football jumps off tomorrow, though. Actually jumped off yesterday with Boise State beating South Florida. And Illinois versus Western Illinois is going to be on tonight on Peacock at 7:30. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready for that. But your games on Saturday, there are 2 in particular, 3 games really that I'm looking at. The first one comes on at noon, and that's Texas versus the defending champion Ohio State Buckeyes. This is drilled up because of Arch Manning, obviously, and again, Ohio State got the best player in college football. That wide receiver is something special. Let's not even play these games. Jeremiah Smith is the best player in college football, and so that's going to be hype. We want to see what the young kid Arch Manning, his very first start, his very first year being the man in Texas, what he can do. Teams are talking about, potentially tanking for the kid. He hasn't even really. He had 2 starts so far, so got a lot of high praise for him. I want to see what he do. And again, like I said, that game starts at 12. And then the game kicks off at 7:30. Clemson Tigers and LSU Tigers. Battle of the Tigers, Battle of Death Valley. I don't know how both of them got Tigers in Death Valley. Probably a long history there. But that game kicks off at 7:30. You got the number 4 Clemson versus number 9 LSU. Now you got two quarterbacks that are at the top of college football. And again, I think one of those three that we just mentioned, Arch Manning, if he comes out, and if he doesn't come out, two of the three that I mentioned is going to be number 1 pick. Arch Manning, Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussmeier. If they all come out in the same draft, one of them will be the number 1 pick. If Arch waits a year, two of the three will be number 1 pick in the draft, guaranteed. But I want to see this game 7:30 on ABC. Then both teams have a lot of NFL talent that's ready to go, is ready to get out there. So yeah, that game at 7:30. I thought it was 3 games, but it was only 2. The third one comes on Sunday. That's Notre Dame at Miami. That running back that Notre Dame got, speed is not even the word. He makes speed look slow. Like, dog is a monster over there at Notre Dame. And you got Carson Beck transferring from Georgia to Miami. He was talked about being one of the top quarterbacks, and then it just kind of didn't work out for him. Let's see if he could climb back up to the top, playing with the University of Miami. So that game on Sunday, August 31st. But the top 25 schools are as follows. Number 1, Texas. Number 2, Penn State. Number 3, Ohio State. I'm sorry, Penn State is playing Nevada. Number 3, Ohio State. Number 4, Clemson. Number 5, Georgia. Number 6, Notre Dame. Number 7, Oregon. Number 8, Alabama. Number 9, LSU. Number 10, Miami. Number 11, Arizona State. Number 12 is Illinois. 13 is South Carolina. 14 is Michigan. 15 is Florida. 16 is SMU. 17, Kansas State. Oklahoma coming in at 18. Texas A&M coming in at 19. Indiana at 20. Ole Miss 21. Iowa State 22. Texas Tech 23. Tennessee 24. Boise State 25. So, and all 25 teams are in action this weekend. So it's going to be an action-packed game. All right, y'all. So my final awards, it's going to be Coach of the Year and MVP. And I just realized I never said my NFC playoff teams. Let me go back to NFC real quick. Real quick. Real quick. Going back. Sorry. My 7 NFC teams. Philadelphia wins the 1 seed. Again. Well, no, Detroit had the 1 seed last year. Philadelphia gets the 1 seed this year. Then Detroit. Then the Rams come in at 3. The Falcons come in at 4. Packers will win the first wild card. Commanders will win the second. And the Buccaneers still make the playoffs, even though they lost the division at the 7th seed. All right. Now, let's go to the final awards. All right. MVP coming in 3rd place. 3rd best odds to me to win the MVP. He's Jaden Daniels. Like I said, it could be the kid, with avoiding the sophomore slump, but he's a dual threat quarterback. They added Debo, retained Scary Terry. That's going to be pretty good. Even though they don't win that division, which most MVP players do, this is why I put them. That's why I put JD at 3. At the second team, and this could be number 1, depending on what his defense does, is Joe Burrow. Out of the big 4, Pat, Lamar, Josh all have their MVPs. It's the year Joe Burrow can win it. Last year he could have won it, but his defense let him down. This year he could win it again. Well, win it for the first time, but put up MVP numbers again if his defense gets them the crown of the AFC North. And no one has ever won the AFC North 3 years in a row. So chances are they have a good shot at winning it. I don't have him winning it. That's why I have Joe Burrow at second. Number 1, Jalen Hurts will be MVP this year. Jalen Hurts will be MVP this year. Going to get the number 1 seed in the NFC. It's going to throw the ball to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, best offensive line. Throw the ball to Saquon Barkley. Not necessarily get carried by the run game because everybody's teeing off on it. But he has been getting disrespected for no reason all summer. This kid going to be MVP this year. And then Coach of the Year, coming in at 3rd place, Ben Johnson and Chicago Bears. Rookie coach, I believe, with Caleb Williams, you're going to get the Bears. First, you're going to have the first 4,000-yard quarterback in Chicago Bears history. Second, they're going to be pushing towards a playoff spot. So that's why I give Ben Johnson, Coach of the Year, 3rd best odds. Second best odds is going to be Sean McDermott. Again, Buffalo Bills look to be one of those teams that could possibly win the AFC, that possibly have the best record in the AFC. If he do that again and dominate the AFC East again, and Josh Allen's putting up big numbers this year, Sean McDermott could win that Coach of the Year. But the team who I have winning the AFC is the Baltimore Ravens. So therefore, John Harbaugh, for the second time in his career, will be the Coach of the Year. I just think his team is too talented, I believe. With the quarterback, with the run game, with the defense, with Zach Orr, with Todd Monken, with the coaching staff, he's going to be the ultimate coach and be the Coach of the Year just by delegating and the team achieving what they can achieve. John Harbaugh could be Coach of the Year. All right. So, go forth, be merry. Watch some football tomorrow. Watch some football. Enjoy your weekend. I will be back in here again next week. Follow Al U Buggin on Instagram and YouTube at Al_U_Buggin. Go to alubuggin.substack.com. Write articles on there. I'll catch y'all. Be blessed. Be productive. Be more. Love you. We out.